What up, y'all? I just figured I'd pop in here, see what's going on with y'all, drop a few words, see who pops in. But I'm also sitting here watching what's going on, and I'm about to break it down to y'all. Um, I know life is supposed to be fun and enjoy yourself and spend your money and floss and yeah. But that's not what life entails. There's a lot going on right now, and there's a lot of things that people need to pay attention to. All people, all people of all ethnicity, nationality, because the universe is speaking to us, and nobody's listening because we're too busy enthralled in whatever we're enthralled with. But I was looking at current events, and I was like, what is the message here? What is really being said? What is being conveyed to the audience? And this is just my opinion and my conclusion. But this is what made the most sense to me. I'm gonna give it to hit the 2 minute mark, see if anybody pops in. Cause I know I don't go live on this page much, and I just don't care. Whenever y'all catch it, y'all catch it. But what I see is taking place here with all of the fiascos, the Kanye fiasco, the George Floyd fiasco, everything right now that's in the news, Charleston White Boosie, all of these distractions. We got one set of people who believe they're doing the right thing, who believe that they were born to be the leaders in this country and in the world, not just the country, the world. And they're not very well educated because what they're not understanding is the actions of everyone, those who are not the elite, the 1% and the 99%, don't know what the hell they're doing. So I said this prior, I said this a couple of times before. I said if there was really a time where the earth was destroyed on several times, certain areas of the earth, Atlantis falling into the water, Noah's Ark, all those things. Adam and Eve being banished from the Garden of Eden. So if all mankind was banished from the Garden of Eden and never let back in, as far as we know, where are we now? We're not in the Garden of Eden. Now, I'm saying that to say this. We're not in a world that's supposed to be lovely in paradise because we're not at home. We're not how it's supposed to be. It seems like everything is being blamed on Eve biting the apple, right? Adam and Eve and then biting the apple. But in this world, we celebrate the apple. The number one manufacturer of the best computer they say there is Apple, and their logo is an apple, yes, but the apple has a bite taken from it. So that's telling you where we are right now. We're not in the Garden of Eden. So everybody's concentrating on what makes them feel good, their emotions, It's not their fault though. It's not their fault. It's not our fault we are who we are because we come here and we get taught these things. But what I think is being done through the media and through social media and with YouTube everywhere is they're telling us what they're going to do because remember I told y'all before anything can be done to us, they got to tell us what they're going to do. And that's what they're doing. They're telling us what they're going to do. Now, regardless if Kanye's playing with the elite or not, he said some things that probably he wasn't supposed to say. And they're going to either make it look like he's suffering for it. I don't know. Because everything could be satire. We don't know what's real from what's fake anymore. So, even if Kanye is playing both sides, it doesn't even matter because most of the things he's saying is true. But we can't even see that because we're concentrating on the fact that he said that George Floyd was killed by an intake of fentanyl. So once he said that about George Floyd, the whole rest of the conversation just went in the garbage. Like nobody cares about the rest of the conversation. But it may be very possible that the police officer that is doing time for having his knee on his neck is going to be released because through Candace's documentary, it looks to be that he didn't have his neck, his knee and George's neck, and also that George Floyd was in the car before he even was taken out of the car and put on the floor. That he was in the car saying that he couldn't breathe. So they're relating that to the fentanyl intake. So he may be released. Who knows? He may be released from jail. But the point of this is nobody's learning. Nobody is getting the full gist of what is going on. And everybody's in danger, including the elite, because universal law is at play. And no one really seems to care to know what's really going on or really understand it because everybody's going with their emotions. People are saying, how dare Kanye talk about the Jews? Black people are saying, how dare Kanye talk about George Floyd? Which I don't see anything that he said wrong. As far as the elite and who controls the industry and entertainment, sports, all these things, it does seem to be that people of color are being used and just used for whatever talents they have and sucked dry and then thrown to the curb. That's what it looks like. And that's his opinion. That's how he felt. So you can't speak what you feel anymore. But I understand why he would feel that way because that's the way it seems to be. There's even what happened to him afterwards proved what he was saying. Because I didn't see that he said anything really negative. Everything that he said, I was already hearing. I was already hearing that George Floyd, his death might have involved fentanyl. I was already hearing that. And I wasn't even really paying attention to the George Floyd situation because something about it was off to me. I hate to see anybody get killed, but I really hate it when it's someone that looks like me, and I always see it over and over and over again. It never seems to end. Now, there's talks going around that there's going to be a Chinese man on American money. If that happens, then y'all already know what's about to go down. It's the takeover for real. It's the takeover. So I think most of my channels are shadow banned because I be talking like this. And plus, I'm not as active as I used to be on YouTube. So my algorithm is off, and people usually catch it afterwards if they feel like listening to what I got to say. But all these people are doing right now is feeding the cattle. Feeding the cattle. That's what it feels like to me. Because you can't even tell what's real from fake anymore. You can't even tell who's sincere. I saw a video of a young girl, a young black girl. I guess her grandmother didn't want her to go out. And she beat up her grandmother and in front of her little brother. And the little brother was screaming to her to stop and crying. And when she was walking away, the little boy said, "Go, just go." It seems like the kids are being affected. The children are being more affected by the way we are acting with each other and the state of black people than anyone else. They are the ones that are being affected the most. The children. And we as responsible adults, we're supposed to make sure that doesn't happen with the children, all the children, all the children. Because the children come here, they don't care what color you are or what class you come from. As long as you loving on them, they're going to love back on you. And that's how it's supposed to be. But this whole situation that I'm watching go down with Kanye is very scary. Why? Because it shows how people can be manipulated and controlled and programmed how to think or what opinions to have. Because nobody's using their own mind and their own brain. Everybody's going by what someone else is saying. And it's split in two. There's some people who are against what he says and some people who are with what he said. But nobody really listened to everything that he was trying to say. To me, what he's trying to say is, I just want to be free and create art and just live my life. And I want my wife and my family. That's what he was saying to me. But hey, he was saying all the things that are interrupting that from happening, that he felt was interrupting that in his life from happening. But anyway, I just came up here to drop that real quick. I didn't come here to stay long. I have so much things on my plate to do, but I just wanted to drop that real quick. I hope all of you are well who listen to this, and peace and love.